everyone. Hello, hello. I was making sure nothing was in my tea. Hello. It is just like you. Everyday people, amazing stories. Yay. We are on episode number 26. I cannot believe it. 26, 26, 26. If you have a story or know someone who does, please make sure they get in contact with me. I would love to have you on the show. This show is about positivity. It's about sharing. It's about telling your story. And if you have a story, and we know you do, please make sure you get in contact with me. We are here every Tuesday, 7:30 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If for some reason the internet doesn't let us be great and we get cut off, we will be back. So I see my guest is already on. Let me get her in here. Kelly, your profile says unable to join. Okay, view request. Let me see if I can go this way. Go live. Let's see if you come on, Kelly. Let's see. It's yay!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Good. What's going on?
Just working hard and showing up for the community.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek.
You sure are. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've seen you like in real life.
Yeah, Taryn, it's been a long time, but I definitely want to say that this process of growing and showing up for the community in the space, that you were one of our first community giveaways. Yeah, like that giveaway for in that February, I can't remember what year that was, 14, maybe 15, maybe 16, but it was way before the transformation of the store. And I didn't feel like the store was Instagrammable already and for the things that I wanted to do, but I kind of reached out to you and was like, I want some of those, what was it? The women's bags.
Women's Heart, the National
Yeah.
Coalition for Women with Heart Disease. Yeah.
Yeah, so and that was our first show up giveaway to the community.
Yeah.
That went really well. Yeah.
You're just such a positive. I mean, we're going to get into your journey. I'm going to give some time because you're just such, I mean, just keeping up with you on social media and just, keeping up with what you do. And people are just so impacted, girl, by what you do, Kelly. You know that. I know you know that, but I want to get into your journey. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for listening to taking my text message and my DM and saying, oh my gosh, will you come on? Because this is what it's about. You serve the community and you serve just, a community that's been going through a lot lately, right? So so let's get into your journey. Let's just start there. Let's just share with everyone kind of where you were and now where you are, and share with everyone a little bit about where you are, literally physically where you are, and
Awesome.
and your journey. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Kelly, and I'm the second generation owner of Hank's Mini Market, which is a corner store, curated market um, in South Central LA, specifically the Hyde Park community. And my dad started the business in 1997, so we've been serving the community for 23 years. Hey, Derek. And
At
yeah,
Legends of Steel says Kelly.
yes, that's one. I love Derek. I love his family. They're number one supporters and just showing up doing work for the community, but also showing up and doing work in Hanks for us to do collective work. So yeah, back to the original story is my dad, a classic corner store, and him really showing up and creating this community-centric space where my heart for the community stems from my dad and the relationships that he built here. And over time, I wanted to see some new things going on in the space. And so just fast forwarding to now, 2018, 17, we had a brick and mortar transformation project at our space that really updated the space for a better shopping experience, as well as we have a community space within the shopping experience. And so now the mission or the work is bringing access to art, healthier options for food, and safe spaces. Yeah, and in that, it's just been an incredible 2.5. In April, it'll be 3 years since the transformation, and it's been an incredible time. But regardless of where the store is and all the great stuff that was going on now, the most important thing is that that's the work is being seen and highlighted now more so. But my dad and my mom have been doing great work and showing up for the community for years, and I'm happy that we're getting more recognition, but that the platform and the work started with them. And I just really appreciate the hard work and sacrifices they made so that it was easy for me to come in and then being flexible and adaptable to the ideas that I had to bring the store to being more relevant to the times and relevant to the community and their needs, but more reflective of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what kind of things, I mean, did you say reflective of you, what kind of things did you, I know you did the healthy eating, what kind of things did you maybe change or make different or keep the same for that matter?
Yeah, I definitely think that it's the idea of bringing in this community space. And like just understanding that South Central LA is a beautiful community and beautiful city, but there's also things that aren't moving or developing as fast as other areas. But this community is doing the work, very resilient and persevering and coming up with our own solutions. And Hanks is one of those, been here in the community that's coming in and reimagining what a corner store can be. And just saying or questioning how do businesses show up for the community? And the question of the customers understanding they should have better shopping experiences. They should be able to shop locally. They should be able to have fun and positive activities in their community. And so really that's what the space has really been able to, in the new space, we've been able to create a community space where activities are going on, as well as utilize our front. We're blessed to have a great location where you can pull up in the parking lot to come to our store. And so in that, we also are able to utilize the front part of the storefront to bring the activities outside into the community. So from block parties to small business Saturday shopping experience to just showing up and for art workshops. And then also with Derek and Nicole, the Stills, they work at the Social Justice Learning Institute, which is an awesome organization in Inglewood that's a neighbor city to us. And we're able to do nutrition workshops in the space and just collaborate with each other to do and show up for the community in different ways. And yeah, so it's just a great experience where, yes, Hanks has a great story and has a great platform now, but that we're able to use our space. And the joy of mine is not just about the story of Hanks, but the work of great people already in the community doing great work and us highlighting and amplifying their voices in our space.
That is so awesome. Like you said, highlighting and amplifying the voices in your space and in your community. So I have to ask, it's like you said, it's been a few years, all in the making. Did you have any naysayers? Did you have any people who were like, Kelly, maybe not? Or did you have anybody, or did you have, was it all supporting? I mean, or did you have anybody that was kind of like, Kelly, are you going to be able to do this? You pulled off. I mean, I think it's just amazing that you stayed in your community and you uplifted your community and you see, now you're just, you know, pouring your heart and your soul and your love, you know, back into it. And so did you have anybody kind of along the way, or, you know, that's kind of saying, Kel, you know, maybe not, maybe do something different? Did you have any of those?
I think towards the beginning of just this idea of me coming back in, and everybody knows that my love and my passion is art, and a lot of friends from college and things just didn't see how me coming back to a corner store made much sense. And I don't know, sometimes I don't think it made much sense to myself. Um, but I think that I just know over time when I listened, and I'm a believer in God, that when I listened to him and kept going in circles where it's like, I want to do this, but he's like, no, this is where you need to be, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. And I really started honing in on that. Every part of my journey made sense that this is where the impact of all that was supposed to happen no matter what. So it was just this idea of understanding that, yeah, there was people that didn't get it. And I think that people don't get it until you visually show them things.
Right.
Because it wasn't something that was being done. What a corner store, especially a liquor store in the community, has looked like and is connected to is not what I was wanting to do. So I don't think anybody could see that until it arrived to get it.
Yeah, I can imagine people, you know, just like, you know, like you said, some people just didn't get it. Were you able to infuse some of your art into the store? Like you said, yourself, you know?
Yes. No. So for me, I feel like I've grown into saying I'm an artist. I felt like more of an arts advocate when me and you first met. But I've grown into understanding that I am an artist and my canvas is Hanks. So there is no real like me creating work or to sell or something in that aspect of like, or to hang on a wall or you to purchase to put in a shelf or something. That's not my artistry or my genre, but I'm into participatory art projects, and that this idea of Hanks being my canvas and me curating this space and connecting people is an ongoing participatory art project every day.
I love that. I love that your canvas is Hanks. I mean, that is, you know, your city is also your canvas. You know, I see your city too as being, I mean, you know, your canvas. You're definitely, like I said, out there, involved, and serving so much that you have an open canvas that people will, you know, allow you to impact them, right? And put your mark on them, and how Hanks has put their mark on, you know, on the community. So I think that's really been, you know, like I said, that's just been awesome. Anything else you want to say about the journey? You know, what maybe you thought it was going to be like, what it really was like, or any advice you might want to give someone else? There might be someone listening who, you know, kind of could be in the same predicament. What if they want to, you know, continue the legacy, right? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think there's lots of advice. There's lots of advice. It's saying that if you're doing something new, you're doing something creative and innovative, that people aren't going to get it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And so I think that one of the things is staying on your course. Something that I'm a hashtagger when it comes to Instagram, and like one of the things that I always attach to the posts that I do for Hanks and my own personal page is passion, purpose, dreams to reality. And for me, that's it. Like that's when you're doing something that you're passionate about and it's on purpose and it's for purpose, then dreams will become reality. It's not, now the question is sometimes when but it's not if it's going to happen, and trusting the process of that, and knowing that if you're doing things in purpose, that these are things that have been planted, these are seeds that have been planted in you, and so therefore this is things that you should continue to keep going no matter what, and letting those things take time to grow. Those seeds need time to grow, and and to stay on your course. Like, you can get distracted by seeing how fast other people are going. You can get distracted on seeing how far people are along. But if you understand and know what you're supposed to be doing, then you stay focused on those things and stay your course. And the biggest example I can give about that is me graduating from a public art studies program. Like, me seeing my colleagues go to work at museums or galleries, or all kinds of sort of like really cool jobs, and then me like, dang, I'm going back to Hanks. Like, but how my story and the journey has evolved, and me staying my course. In 2020, we had the opportunity to have a very high caliber piece of art in our space. And so what I thought didn't make sense for my route to get to being able to have and do all things, continue to come back and show up for the community, continue to come back and continue the placekeeping, which is going on in our legacy and our story, but also be able to bring art to the community. In this opportunity, I was able to do all things that made sense and that I loved, that necessarily when I was younger and graduating and seeing everybody go into these different fields, didn't see that I was on the right path, and in time, my situation was going to be exactly what I wanted it to be. It's just not the same route as everyone else. And that's important, like that these patterns and systems and ways that we think that necessarily get us to where we're trying to go, maybe that's not it for everyone. And it's okay to go different routes and different ways to get where you need to go. So I think that's important.
I always think my husband's back there, he said non-traditional paths. And I think that's important for us to be okay with, right? Like, I think of it as always knowing your North Star. But like both of you just said, you don't always get from, New York to LA like this, right? Sometimes you go down, sometimes you go the northern route, sometimes you go the southern route. And so it's keeping your eye on the prize and your eye on that North Star, and getting there, right? And realizing that it's okay if it's not just, steady path, or if it's not like someone else's path. Sometimes it's even, it leads you on to different things that you would have never thought of. Just being okay and accepting that you're not on everybody else's path, right?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think it's just understanding too, like, it's just be you. Like, there's a quote that I have in my room, and it's that, I think this is going to be correct. It might not be totally correct, but it's like, there's no one else like you, and that's your power. And I think that's very important too. Like, all we have to do is show up and be ourselves, and who that is truly powerful, in that nobody has your perspective, nobody has your story, nobody can do things the way you do. And so if we just stop being distracted on trying to do and be and exactly like everybody else, and just be ourselves, that we're closer to the things that we want and desire. And all we have to do is show up and be ourselves. Like, it's like, I get do
just stay
everyone else,
like you said.
Yeah. So
staying on your course and staying on your path. So, no, it all makes it. I mean, I just think, that's an important message, to stay on your course and stay on your path, because everybody has a different path. And sometimes I think it's easy to, like you said, look at somebody else who's, oh my gosh, they're getting a job in a museum, or they're getting a job in a this and that and the other. And, like you said, my path didn't happen at the same time theirs did. But you put the work in, and you put the effort in, and you put the passion in. And now, 2020, here's where you want it to be, right? Where you saw all those other people, like, you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I could have been in a museum, or I could have been here. There's so much, I could have done, but here's where I am. And now you've come full circle, and it's, paid off, for all intents and purposes. Right. And then not just the brick and mortar of the store, but there's so much more. I mean, when I see, like, from knowing you, and then I see what I see on social media and know what I know about the community, it's like the brick and mortar is definitely a piece of it for sure, right? But there's so much more to that. It's community. It's a staple, It's like you said, people being able to come, and you having a party, on a Saturday, or, a community space. So it's the brick and mortar, which is awesome, but it's the community, which, is really just thriving and just loving the space, That's the best way I can think about it.
Yeah, that's what really brings me joy. I think that one thing I love about my parents and our space, and that continues on now, is this idea of just understanding that to see everybody, like, no matter where they are on their path or who they are, but that they came in our doors, and we appreciate that you stopped here. And so we see you just as much as you see us. And like, and that creating this community where everybody feels welcome and seen, and that's what my parents have taught me. But then that's what the space is trying to even convey even more to the community, is this understanding that this is the way that businesses everywhere should show up for the community. We should have better shopping experiences. We should have activities in the community. Like, it just brings me so much joy, like, being able to create a space like this on this side of town that's often overlooked and forgotten, and being able to be a space where people are paying attention, so opportunities and activity is able to be here that wouldn't. And like, even a week or so ago, having the opportunity to have a phone call to be asked to be a location for the governor and our now soon to be elected LA supervisor, Holly J. Mitchell, like, to have that kind of event on this side of town in the middle of such an important election, and where they were encouraging the community to come out and vote. Like, officials don't come over here and do that. The vote on this side doesn't seem to be as important as other areas. But that in itself was a very incredible moment to me, because it was this idea of being ready and showing up and having the space to be able to say yes, to bring that. And then the joy was like, yes, all these people that wanted to see the governor and see Holly, but that the community that lives here was able to be a part of that moment, and how proud they were. Like, I wasn't out there, I was inside in the door looking at everything, but to see my neighbors and people, and knowing that they were able to walk over and be a part of that event, and see them proud and taking pictures, and then seeing them the next day and talking about it even more. Like, that's what brought joy to me, because we don't really ever have those kind of opportunities over here. But this space is ready and here. And so we can't have the excuse that these things can't happen over here anymore, because we have spaces that are ready, deserving, and ready to show up to bring those things. And that's really the work that I'm really blessed and grateful to be able to do with the space, is like to say that, you people can have excuses about that it's not here and there, they don't know where to go, but that that Hanks is here now, and so these things should be happening, and we should bring more to this side of town. It's my whole point. So yeah.
Mr. Steele is saying Hanks stays in a space where opportunity meets preparation, where opportunity and preparation meet. Sorry. And so I've said that quote too, like opportunity meets, people say we got lucky, right? Well, you didn't really get lucky. Lucky being, luck is where opportunity meets preparation, right? It happened for you, but you had the opportunity. And like Mr. Steele was saying, it stays, he said before, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So Hanks is a space where opportunity meets preparation is right on, because people always say it's luck. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You were prepared. And
Yeah.
you had the.
It's not. It's doing the work and understanding that I'm not perfect. I'm still learning in the processes of these things as well. But doing the work and just like knowing what we want to do here, and really staying on track to those things and making sure things are aligning. And learning through the process of everything's not going to work, everything's not going to be the greatest, but the lessons are being learned so that you can do a better job the next time around.
Right. So I know you won't believe this. We have 3 more minutes left.
Wow. Yeah, that was quick.
It goes so fast. So what does the future hold? What does, for you and Hanks, or you or Hanks, or whatever you want to say, what does the future hold?
Yeah, the future holds continuing to do the same thing and serving the community and trying to bring more, not trying, but bringing more opportunities here, and growing the business, growing the ideas, making bigger dreams, and getting those things to become reality too. It's just really growing and creating more opportunities for not just Hanks and myself and my family, but the families and the businesses that really align with us, that we love working with, and us collectively helping to bring more to the community. The work, like I said, is about art, healthy food, and safe spaces, but it's just this idea of what does healthy community look like, and that and continue to create and build towards that. And what we're doing is envisioning that, talking about it, but actually making it happen. And it's not just me by myself, but the great team of organizations and families and people that are doing great work, that are supportive and show up for Hanks, and us working together to do things in new and innovative ways. And it's just doing that, and whatever and however God continues to see me to continue to do that is the route that I'm going. I'm always saying, God, show me the way. And so tuning into that. Right now it's Hanks, the mini market, and these ideas, but maybe later it's going to be housing, or it's something else, or I'm open, but I'm just staying true to what God has me to do.
True to that North Star. I'm going to call you after this. I'm going to post this. I'm going to tag you and all that. So it might take me a couple minutes. I'm going to call you because I just thought of an idea, and I'm going to call you and share it with you. And so
Thank you.
I just thought of it. Again, I'm going to quote Mr. Steele down here. It says, healthy whole communities love it. So I was thinking when he said something, I was like, oh, I have a great idea. So I just think it's 8:00. So I'm going to say thank you. One, like I said, thank you for, responding, and saying, hey, yeah, Taryn, of course, I'll do this. So I really appreciate it. And just, I'm sure everyone tells you, or they should tell you, you know, thank you for what you're doing. I think at a time like this, you know, this positivity that you are bringing to the community is unmatched. And I think it's so important. And I think you know, giving your literally your heart and soul to it. I know that love is in the detail, and you are expressing, like you said, you're using that space as your canvas for so much. So
Thank you.
I just
Thanks
thank you
for
for what you're doing. Like I said, I am definitely I'm gonna call you probably. Can I call you in like 15 minutes?
yeah, of course.
Because I realize you're still in LA and I'm in Chicago. So
Yeah, you're good. You can call me. Thanks, Derek. Thanks to everyone that showed up. I appreciate you, and
yeah.
thanks for having me. I appreciate that asking. Yeah.
And everyone, this will be on my IGTV. So if you want to share it with people, there'll be people viewing it for weeks to come. So it will be on my IGTV. It'll be on YouTube. And remember, if you have a story or know someone who does, and we all have a story, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you on the show. We are booking guests into March of 2021. And like I said, this was episode 26. So I'm so excited about it. And thank you again, Kelly. And I will talk to you in about 15 minutes.
Okay, see you soon. Thanks, Derek. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, girl.